Jimmy, you've made it very plain. We all should know by now. He is not having, and it is video bombs, not having it. Is it any more savory?
Go to the locker room, man. Go to the locker room. Great game. Go to the locker, please. Baby, we got another one tomorrow.
What is it that you don't enjoy about the video bombs?
Huh? It's not about them right now. It's about me.
Very good.
Jimmy not having it with the video bombs. I don't know if Chris Bosh needs to have a word with him because that's how that team rolled for a long time.
That's how they roll in Miami. He's like, you can't steal my shine.
He said it's not about them. It's about me right now. I need some one-on-one FaceTime.
I believe that was a joke, but maybe not. I don't know.
Well, he told a lot of them to get out of there.
Hey, Jimmy not playing. He need his shine. Yeah. Trust me.
Okay.
Missed contact, staying in Miami. Sun's out and running. Jimmy gets called for a phantom foul. It was reviewed and the call stood. Take a look at this. Yeah.
That's a face foul, Jimmy. Looked like he hit him with his face.
Oh,
right? I love when the coach's challenge goes. Watch this.
Let me see. Oh, no.
Was there any contact?
I need a different angle.
Let's see.
There you go.
Wow.
So the foul
and they reviewed this.
They reviewed it.
And it's
still not worse than the Doc one.
It's
still not nothing worse than the Doc
one. It's not as bad as the coach's challenge gone wrong the other day.
Well, let's see if he got his legs. Maybe he hit his legs. He hit his legs. That's what they're saying below, underneath.
All right, well, there you go.
Yep.
No, you don't know.
No,
the frame doesn't even show his legs. Fake desperation, Thunder Spurs. DeJounte Murray hits the deck, but then somehow flips the shot up and in.
This kid is talented.
Yeah, it's good to have him back.
It's good. I'm glad he's bouncing back this year.
That whole backcourt's fun.
Oh, I got a few of those.
Speaking of circus shots. Speaking of
I
circus
was
shots.
old right there. I had to make circus shots because I couldn't jump over the line.
I asked these guys during the break when
we couldn't jump no more.
So we had to maneuver shots.
Look at that. I had never used that type of English on a backboard in my life.
Right, but you had to do that. I asked the guys during the break when they felt like they exited their prime, and Richard said 28.
That's the truth.
There you go. I like these. I like y'all doing these. This is good. But Murray, I gotta give him credit.
I like
it.
I like it.
Nice. Miss experience. Blazers lost to the Clippers. But 20-year-old Anthony look at me. I just went boom. It's just like come right off the tongue. Simmons had a great fourth quarter. Simons, he dropped, I'm going to call him Hardaway. He dropped 16 of his 17 in the final frame. He ain't no penny, but how do you like his game? See,
I like his game. Anybody that can give Portland a burst, they haven't had that burst. They tried it with Evan Turner. They tried it with Rodney Hood. Anyone that can give him that type of burst and this type of bounce. Oh,
right?
Okay. He's going to be all right.
Yep.
Yeah, he's going to be all right.
Look at that.
I mean, they got enough guards, though. You got Lillard there.
The front court.
They need a little bit more, man.
Hurting.
I mean, they don't need it from that position, but this kid is talented.
Yeah, no question. All right, Miss Emotion. Kemba Walker, honored with a 90-second tribute video before playing his first game in Charlotte as an opposing player. This put me in my feelings a little bit, Paul. I gotta tell you,
oh, listen,
very
he
nice.
deserves a tribute video. I'm tired of guys who get traded, who play for a team for 2 years, come back and get a tribute. Come on, now this is when you deserve
I've seen one-season tribute videos. It's awful.
mean,
what's wrong with people being nice? That's
where did it even start?
That's not real.
Who started
it's never
this?
bad.
Kemba Walker deserves one. He's an all-time leading scorer.
He wasted prime years
stuff.
out there, of course, of blood, sweat, and tears.
Necessarily.
So they have to they probably owe him a couple more dollars.
Yeah.
Well,
and they didn't want to pay him.
that was the thing that they should have probably given him.
He deserves it.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I'm with
Yes. Well, look, don't you tell your children, Paul, it's nice to just say thank you?
Yeah, well, they can call him on the phone, hit him on Instagram.
Yeah, there's too many. Put it on their social media.
Put it on their social media.
There's too much movement for a tribute video every night.
But this one was deserved.
Yes.
Well
All
deserved.
right, there we go. Let's switch gears now to the Clippers. The league agreeing that Kawhi Leonard was indeed hurt and that the team was in compliance with injury management rules. That was on Wednesday when he sat out against the Bucks. But on Wednesday, when Doc Rivers was asked about Kawhi's health after the game, actually he was asked before the game too, he said Kawhi was just fine. He just needed rest. The NBA on Thursday, they didn't like that answer. They fined the Clippers $50,000 for those comments because, in their words, they were inconsistent with Leonard's health status. Kawhi spoke after the game. Here is what he said. He said, it was shocking, because in the league's fine of Doc Rivers, it was very specific about it being a patella tendon injury. He says it was shocking to him that they revealed that. He said, but it doesn't matter to me. I'm a guy that reads the media. I'm not a guy that reads the media anyway. We're going to manage it the best way we can to keep me healthy. That's the most important thing, me being healthy going forward. So how do you guys feel about the way the Clippers handled it? Because there's controversy when they call it load management. The league comes out and says, he's injured. We're okay with it being load management. The Clippers are like, no, actually, he's healthy. He's fine. And they're like, well, don't make us look bad now. And we're going to fine you $50,000. How do we feel?
Well, I just think that ultimately the Clippers made a mistake, right? This is the mistake. If you're saying he's healthy, like unhealthy, that we just want to manage him so something doesn't flare up, but we're still trying to manage it. But then you come out later and say, oh, no, he's fine. That's where it's like all of a sudden ESPN, TNT, fans, all these people, it starts to storm. If we saw him hobbled in the postseason, so it's not a surprise that they want to kind of manage his load again. But then say that, like say, look, he's still dealing with some stuff. We're going to sit him out back-to-backs, and that would be the end of it. But the minute Doc Rivers tries to be like, oh, no, he's fine. He's 100% healthy. That's when the issues start.
Easy. I mean, it's the way you word it. I mean, we know about his injury history over the last couple of years, and Toronto managed it great. And the league was fine with it. But Doc, it's the way Doc has to go about it.
Don't you think there's some pressure on the Clippers, too, that if Kawhi doesn't want that stuff revealed, which it seems like from his comments he didn't, and no player likes to be sort of called out injured if they feel that they're healthy and they're just managing sort of what could be a chronic kind of situation. Doc's got to kind of play to that, too. It's his guy in his locker room.
The surprising thing is Doc is the best at this.
Well, that's what I mean.
You know?
Like, I'm not sure it was an accident what happened with Doc. Like, is it the kind of thing where he was sort of like, hey, this is what I have to say to sort of keep the team situation and player happy, and if we take the hit, we take the hit. I don't know.
Well, he knows Ballmer has big pockets, so he doesn't mind.
Yeah, it's like cutting a penny in half and throwing it out the window. They don't care.
Yeah,
Do you remember the graphic that we put up of how valuable these teams are?
Yeah.
This is one of the richest men in the world. $50,000, like that's nothing to Paul.
Right.
That's nothing to Paul. That's nothing to Paul.
That's nothing to this guy.
That's just Paul.
It will be interesting. Obviously, this will continue throughout the year. There's another ESPN game the Clippers are on next week, so we'll find out what happens there. Coming up, Gordon Hayward had himself another solid game versus the Hornets last night. Has he returned to all-star form? We will discuss after this. Welcome to The Jump. I am Rachel Nichols. Today we have 2016 NBA champion Richard Jefferson, 2008 champion Paul Pierce. He was a Finals MVP, though, so what do you got?
He's far better than me.
I'm just saying.
Far better than me.
Just saying. Yeah. Coming up, we have Richard's college teammate, Gilbert Arenas, going to stop by. He's going to give Richard a hard time, too, so that's going to be nice. He's also going to play the game he was born for, thank you. What were you thinking? On The Jump with Gilbert Arenas. Stay tuned for that. First, though, so the Knicks are in Dallas tonight to play the Mavericks, which means, yep, we're getting Kristaps Porzingis' first game against his old team. Calling this a revenge game isn't quite right. I mean, what would KP really be seeking revenge for? For New York trading him to an organization that's been stable enough to keep the same coach for 12 seasons and has teamed Porzingis up with a player projected to be one of the great talents of his generation? Nah, Porzingis isn't mad, bro. Knicks fans, on the other hand, yeah, there has been some well-documented frustration there. And I'm not sure watching Porzingis play tonight is going to help them settle their feelings one way or the other, frankly. KP has largely been what we expected so far this season, right? With the ups and downs of a talented player coming off a 20-month layoff. Even once he settles, there's a lot about him we can't know for a long time. How injury-prone is the rest of his career going to be? Will the sexual assault accusation that's followed him from New York to Dallas turn into charges being filed? We don't know that either. Still, the potential upside for the Mavericks is huge. KP and Luka Doncic, that duo could be the backbone of that team for the next 10 years, poised to take over the West after the current crop of superstars age out of their primes. Mark Cuban keeps saying he sees Porzingis and Doncic as the next Dirk and Steve Nash. And hey, remember how the Mavericks got Nowitzki in the first place? They traded the Bucks' Robert Traylor for him in what would become one of the more lopsided deals in NBA history. Now, will the Porzingis trade go down as much of the same? The Knicks coach, David Fizdale, stressed yesterday, you can't judge this one yet. We don't know what Dennis Smith Jr. is going to turn into, he said.
I do.
We don't know who the Knicks will draft with the 2 first-round picks that were also part of the deal.
I do.
And that's true. Although one of those assets may have to turn into, I don't know, as good a player as Porzingis for things to feel more balanced. It certainly feels like the whole, but we cleared cap room thing did not pan out for the Knicks. First, I don't know if front office gets extra credit for clearing bad contracts it negotiated in the first place. And second, well, the superstars that the Knicks cleared cap room for didn't end up coming this past summer. There is the issue, though, of whether Porzingis even still wanted to be in New York. The Knicks will tell you they had to make that trade. And the New York Post's Mark Berman just